friends. I thought that was a kind of a catchy title for this video. I laughed as I thought of it, actually. I hope you found it amusing as well. Um, so I felt called to share a message, and this is inspired action, because even though, yes, I still get nervous when I go live on Facebook, I don't know when you stop getting nervous. I'm sure that it's very individual for each person. But for me, I still get nervous. My heart's still palpitating. So I just wanted to share that with you to have transparency here. So I'm just going to breathe for a moment to get centered. Thank you for that. So what I wanted to talk about is the idea of being present, because many people may not even really understand what it means. And I wanted to share a different perspective that maybe could even add some depth to the people who do understand what it means, and maybe give you a way of even viewing it in a deeper way if you haven't already. Or I'm actually enjoying having conversations with people about this. So if you are one of those people too, definitely comment below, because I love these types of conversations. So you can always share under this as well if you have thoughts about it that you would like to give another perspective also. So another perspective of what it is to be present, another word for presence is consciousness. And it came to my realization that there are so many people that really don't understand what consciousness is, because there are many people that still believe, and you may be one of them, that we are constantly thinking, that that's who we are, that we are our thoughts, and that we just are always thinking, we always have thoughts going on, and that's normal. And it really isn't, because we actually have something way more than thoughts. We have being, we have consciousness, we have spaciousness. So there's space between words, and most people are only just focused on the words and not the space between the words. So that's another way of being present, is thinking about it in terms of consciousness. And we all have different levels of consciousness. Like I was just saying, some of us really are constantly consumed in thought all the time, and we're never out of our heads. And then some of us have a crack of consciousness where we're aware of who we're being at any given moment, that we're able to see someone else's perspective and see outside of ourselves. And some of us are able to actually be without thought. And we all have the capability of doing that. And the more we're without thought, the more conscious we are. And when we're conscious in our lives, we create magic. We can create, we can manifest, we can influence what we want to happen in our lives. And what happens is most of us wind up influencing what we don't want, because where we put our attention is where we give our energy, and that's a whole nother conversation. So I don't want to digress. So basically the message is, because I realized many people aren't aware that there is another way of being, that where we're not caught up in our thoughts all the time. And that is what being present is about. And we all can practice being present any time. Like, we can start right now. If you've never heard of this before, you can start right now practicing presence, and you can do it in a multitude of ways. And I'll just mention one way is through the breath. I've come on before and done a breathwork exercise, so if you're someone who has seen that, then I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm going to do it again to help people who aren't aware that the breath actually can be a portal into the present moment. Because as we're focusing on our breath, then we're not thinking of anything. We don't have thoughts going on while we're focusing our attention on our breath, and we're counting as we breathe in and we breathe out. Last time I had suggested, if you have a soothing color, if you can think of a color that to you is very soothing, then you can imagine your breath being that color. And as you're breathing in, you can think of that color breath going through your body and up to your head, and then breathing out, you imagine it going back down. And it's very soothing when you're focusing on your attention on that while we're counting. So let's count for a breath in of 5 and then out of 5. And when we get to the top, we're just going to hold for a count of 5 as well, okay? So let's just do this together, and then I'll let you go and go about your day. Let's close our eyes and breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now you can open your eyes and you can sense how you feel. Do you feel any different than you did before you did that? Are you feeling more of a sense of calm or peace? And are you aware that for a moment you didn't have a thought? How did that feel? Did that feel foreign to you? And so these are things that you can do to increase more and more awareness, presence, and consciousness in your life. Okay, I hope this was helpful, and I just felt called to share this with you. So I hope even one person who saw this really needed it today. God bless.